Alright, time for the finals of this month's REV GP. Playing 3-color Consonance against my opponent, who is on blue-black splashing green flash. And this is not a good matchup for me because I think my deck just doesn't. Oh, and this is a horrible starting hand too. Oh, that's bad. Come on. Sure, I guess this hand's keepable, but I prefer something else. But I guess it's going to have to do. I need to bomb a swamp, which means I won't have the right colors on 3, but I guess that's fine. Yeah, whatever. Or actually, Redevelop can pitch Nascent Light Vein, and that gets me on my colors. But yeah, anyways, so this is a bad matchup for me because uh they're on a deck that plays. So they're on Agent of Deception. Like that, this card is just really bad news for me because like I'm just. I think the worst matchup for me is a deck that has both counter spells and a way to like back it up with pressure. I mean, so like for example, last round I beat blue white control, but that's a control deck that doesn't have as much pressure. Even though they had counter spells, I could stay back and just try to run out my threats one by one or whatever. But yeah, like now, I mean, they're a deck that my opponent's on a deck that actually has stuff. So for example, this guy also, so, like I can't just wait on turn 2 because they could have Agent Deception, or they could just flash in this guy end of turn, and I can't really like play around that. So Forest, Plains. So like if my opponent has a counter spell curve, I'm in a lot of trouble. They don't, then I guess I have stuff I can do. So I mean, these guys are most certainly going to get countered. So which one do I run out? Well, I mean, so they can put down creatures. I think Star-Studded Connecting is more of a pipe dream at the moment, so I'd rather let that thing get countered. Yeah, I'll go with that logic. They do have removal too, yep, that's exactly what I expected. So I mean, they also have remove, or do they have remove? No, they don't have removal main deck. No, they do. Okay, so they also have instant speed removal main deck, which is not good for me. So now they're holding up 3-mana counterspell most likely. What do I do? Unflinching Titan. I can run this out, but very likely that gets countered. Do I just lay out my 2-drop instead? So what am I trying to avoid here? So like, they also have Advert Disaster, which is a 3-mana counterspell. So like, what do I run into this? What do I let get countered? I can play Sunsoaker, and that gets me mana for next turn. It also gives my opponent time. I suppose I can just jam Unflinching Titan. I do need mana, and Unflinching Titan is, well, it's really slow. That's the problem. If this does stick, then I do need to find some way to remove it. So yeah, like, what do I run out? If I don't do anything, then end of turn they just they can just all that remains end of turn. This thing's an instant too, so yeah, this is like not good for me. Well, if I play Unflinchy Titan and next turn I draw a land, I can play Sunsoaker and play around Omen of Deception, and I can technically also play around Agent of Deception if they don't get anything else on board. That feels unlikely though. Like, what are the chances that they're holding something? Extremely high, but I think it's just best to like force them to play their counter spells on curve, right? To clear out counter spells because I want to resolve my bigger cards. Yeah, I'll go with that logic. All right, let's see your counter spell. They let it. Do they not have? Okay, so I think they don't have a counter spell because if they did, they would definitely have done something by now. So, anyways, I'll do the surveil thing. Like, well, either so like they definitely don't have free counter spells, right? Or they don't have plentiful access to counter spells right now because if they did, they definitely would have played it. Well, I think I grab Redeveloped anyways. Actually, Nascent Light Vein is untapped. Well, I mean, I definitely mill Nascent Light Vein because either ways I'm shuffling, but the question here is, which one do I get back? Because Redeveloped guarantees that I eventually get my 5th land. Nascent Light Vein means that I untap with, well, I think I grab Redeveloped because I think I need to guarantee my land hits. So yeah, I'll do that. And then I guess they end of turn. Wait, or can they do end of turn? So like they could also end up turn seafloor treasures, I guess. Definitely setting up something. Or maybe they're low on lands right now, so they oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's actually fine because I got my land off my Unflinching Titan, and that's really the most important part. So they whack me for 1. So they have a counter spell up, I guess. 3 mana still. Well, what do I do now? Oh, Sonido. I don't think it's like, do I jam Sonido into possible counter spells? If I, well, I need to pitch something, and I'm probably pitching a Gaunt Picking, which I'm not a big fan of because I need these things to deal with, like, their 5-drops. But, if I just run Sonido into possible counter spell, they untap, play a 5-drop, I Archon it. So, like, their 5-drop, no, their 5-drop has Flash, right? Let me check. Yeah, it has Flash, so, that means that that play will not work out for me. So that, like, Gaunt Picking would be really nice for me, but I can't do that. So I think I definitely do need to fetch double white, right? Or I need to fetch double green and double white. So probably just grab a plains in the forest and then hope that I find my third green source somewhere. There's also a good chance that they don't have extra removal left over. So like they can hold up Aqua Gang, but that's still bad for me. Yeah, I think I definitely pitch a Gaunt Picking because I want Sonido around, right? I don't pitch Sonido here because Sonido is also just really bad into stuff. I mean, I can also just wait, right? I can just play Sunsoaker and then not fetch with this, but that leaves tap land, and that, yeah, I need to fetch here, so I definitely do this. Grab tapped plains, grab forest to hand, play out forest, and then just play Sunsoaker and pass, and then just accept whatever they play. And yeah, I think that's the best play for me. They can't counter this if they want to, but I doubt they will. So, okay, they're going to counter. Okay, that's very interesting. I guess they maybe they have more avert disasters in hand, and that's why they want to get it cheapened. But yeah, I mean, if I manage to bait a counter spell with Sunsoaker, I'm more than happy. Or it means that they might have Omen of Deception, so they need to keep me off mana or their counter spells to work, or they have another Agent of Deception or something like that. Okay, so in that case, land top deck becomes good for me here because then Senial becomes castable through an Omen of Deception. And Senial plus is because I needed to not die to the backswing. They have enough mana for oh, well, they're tapping out one, so they can't flash in Aqua Gang end of turn, so that probably means they don't have it. Land, please? Perfect. And that also gets me Constance mana, or Constance colors. But yeah, this is exactly what I needed off the top, so let's see if this resolves. If they counter it, then, I mean, avert disaster? No, Seafold. Okay, they're digging for a counter spell now. That's good. So please don't flip. It's exactly just, it's just avert disaster that I need to dodge. So yeah, please don't flip an avert disaster. And it seems like they probably didn't flip one because they definitely would have snap taken off that seafloor treasures if they did. Okay, cool. So this resolves. I'm plussing here to get rid of Agent of Deception because I need this off the board. They're getting pretty close to surface, which I'm slightly worried about, but there's not much I can do about it because my deck has no main deck grave hate. But yeah, so if they have Blind Kila, they can flash it in and start hitting Sonido. But they don't actually have anything that can one-shot Sonido, just like off 2 mana flashed in, right? And I don't think they have Planeswalker removal either. They grab... Okay, I guess they... Oh, sure, yeah, that works. None of their guys have haste, right? What's on the backside of this guy? Yeah, that doesn't have haste, so it's fine. So somehow I'm actually like managing to stable or get ahead on board, even though I don't have a creature on board right now, so it's kind of scary. They're getting pretty close to. Oh, I need to worry about Warden of Depth. Like if they can, so like if they have that thing, then Sentinel can't deal with it. I mean, I can go on picking it, but they might have counterspell backup for it. At least it doesn't have flash. The thing I should actually be worried about right now is, again, Aqua Crew, because that thing has flash, so I can't Sentinel it when it comes down, and it also, they can trigger it on the same turn by casting All That Remains, I think. Yeah. Which makes my things into islands. Like, it makes anything into islands, so it neutralizes Sentinel, and also it can start mana screwing me if they have nothing better to do. Okay, Harbor Mail. That's good, I think. That means they don't have... That means they're not doing Aqua Crew into instant speed flashback thing, right? Alright, I need to F6 here, I guess. Okay, they got Harbor Mail down. And they don't have a land drop, or they still have a land drop, right? Yeah, so they can still, if they have a land drop, then they can do land drop, flash in Aqua Crew, and flashback. All That Remains to neutralize Nido. Okay, interesting. In that case, oh, that's a Constance off the top. Nice. I think I discard Archon, right? Because Archon isn't actually that useful right now. What are the chances they're holding a counter spell? I think I Scenario Mines here. Yeah, I Scenario Mines to get the last card out of their hand, or get one more card out of their hand, because that reduces the chance they're holding a counter spell. And also, I do want to cycle something. Actually I can't cast Consonance right now, so it doesn't matter. I mean, the other play here is to play Archon and hit nothing, and then which feels bad. I can also pitch Gone Picking, but that I want to pitch Gone Picking. I mean, like, because that's my only way of dealing with Aqua Crew. Yeah, I think I have to pitch Archon here. So let's see what my opponent does. They're going to cast stuff right now, huh? Interesting. Well, if it's Aqua Crew, then they're just going to Seafloor Treasures. Oh, right, they can get cards into hand with this, so this doesn't actually work out as well for me as I thought. Maybe I should have tried to keep around tonight. Well, no, they can't flash an Aqua Crew anymore. I mean, so yeah, they draw some cards and then they get to pitch a useless card, Primal Fisher, yeah. Or I mean, well, they still have to. They only go up one card, right? No, they still go up. They go up 2 cards. Okay. Yeah, this is. Yeah, Scenario Mines did not work out super well for me. But I mean, it also loots me, and I think I do need to loot right now because Archon into an empty board is not what I'm looking for right now. Or maybe it is. Does Archon contest everything they do? It does, huh? So they just discard a Root Fossil, which is actually good for them. Like they probably wanted to do that, which is like not what I want to. I can jam Grand Consonance. Do I want to do that? What are the chances that they're holding a counter spell? Let's see. So they definitely have Avert Disaster mana, and this is bad. If I jam Grand Consonance into a counter spell, I lose, but I can't afford to not jam it right now. And they got like a bunch of looting, so they definitely are holding a counter spell right now. So, but the problem is like, can I afford to wait? Because I don't think I can afford to wait. I should have just hardcast Archon, shouldn't I have? Yeah, I definitely should have at least considered hardcasting Archon because that gets another, like it puts a threat on board that my opponent has to deal with. Because now if they're definitely holding a counter spell. Do I want to play around that though? Like, can I play around that? That's the question. I can play all the planes and then like, yeah, what do I do here? Because blank kill. Okay, so like jam Grand Constance, they counter it, they untap, they have enough mana for Warden of Depth now, and that I think that basically means I lose. So, but Warden of Depth is all right. I guess I'm just playing passive now. Like if they pass here, then that's good for me. Yeah. So like we both go like none of us wasted extra mana, and now I'm just like waiting for more stuff to happen. Actually, how is Warden of Depth awarded? It's first spell impulse turn on. Okay, so they can just cast counter spells from graveyard once they have Warden of Depth out. Yeah, that's really bad for me. Senile also like Senile not having an ultimate also kind of hurts me right now. I think I need to loot here with Senile, right? Can also just run out Star Studded, but that I feel like that's a losing play. And I think Senile Minus is the best it can be doing for me right now because like why am I have nothing else to be keeping around Senile for, right? You know what? Well, what better draws do I have than Star Studded? I'm hoping to draw into more consonances. Skull Stuff would be good, even if it gets countered. It does stuff next turn. Yeah, I think I minus Senile again, even though like it means Senile now dies to a blind Kila from hand, because I'm hoping that this thing flips me, like this draw flips me into something that I can play, and then my opponent isn't super happy to counter. Pitch Omen of Deception. Okay, sure. Come on. Oh, another Senaido. Unfortunately, I can't play that thing out immediately. Or can I? I can jam Senaido and then plus her, and then that means they can't kill that. They can still kill it with Aqua Crew. I think it just means I have to pass now. I don't think they have Aqua Crew still with how they've been playing, but like I'm not playing super well right now either. Okay, they're flashing out blank. That's Aqua Crew. Yep. Then that's and now I'm going to get mana screwed. I can't do anything about that. Maybe I should have jammed Grand Constance just to force a counterspell of them so they can't Aqua Crew this turn. Well, they gain a bunch of life, and how much can they screw me over right now? They can turn off my swamp, and that's no, that still lets me cast Grand Constance, but I can't cast Snio anymore. I think I can still Gone Picking the Aqua Crew, assuming that they don't. I wonder if I did play too scared. They didn't tap out. Huh, interesting. What are they? Why did they not tap out there? Okay, they kill Snido. Yep, happens. Can they cast Avert Disaster from graveyard right now? I don't think so. Also, like, they're still not actively trying to massacre me right now for some reason, even though they totally could. Oh, is that Aura of Depth? All right, yep, happens. And I think I lose now, because I can't deal with both of these guys, and they can start massacring me. Yeah, I think I was. Did they not have a counterspell this entire game, or this entire time? Like, could I have jammed Consonance? I probably should have jammed Consonance, right? Yeah, because after I had Snile in hand, like I had a backup plan after Constance failed to. Okay, that was really bad for me then. In that case, I think the best thing I can be doing right now is to be just playing stuff out. So Gone picking, or Unflinching Titan, Gone picking. No, they can empty shell from graveyard now. I need to get rid of Warren of Depth. I think that's Aqua Cruise massacres me, but at least somewhat slowly. Warren of Depth just completely wrecks me. I need to turn this thing off somehow, and they can they avert? Yeah, they can avert disaster from graveyard. I think this turn, the best thing I can be doing is Sonido into Unflinching Titan, because that spends my mana the best, and it prevents, and like maybe that ends up like tanking an avert disaster. Wait, this enables literally everything in their graveyard. It gives their stuff flashed. Okay, well, yeah, how do I play around this? The Gone picking, let's see, Gone picking eats the counter spell. No, that's not going to work. I play Sonido. Sonido's not going to eat the counter spell, right? They're not going to counter Sonido. In that case, yeah, I'm Flinching Titan into Sonido. Does that do anything? No, that doesn't do anything. Okay, so this needs to name. I think they're going to let Sonido resolve, and I can't do anything about that. And like, I can make them pitch the last card, but then the Warren of Depths is still there, and they still have a Bird Disaster from yard. Come on, let's think of something. Sanaito, Unflinching Titan. Yeah, that's. I think I start with Sanaito. Just to turn off one of their guys. I think I can turn off. If I can turn off Warren, can I turn off Warren of Depth? Actually, yeah, I can't. So I do this, and if they let this resolve, I +1 on the Warden to turn it off. And then that lets me resolve a Gaunt picking on Warden, and that gets rid of it. Aqua Cruise still exists, and it's still going to massacre me. Okay, sure. Is that from hand? Oh. So that's first spell you cast each turn. Can they still cast Avert Disaster? That's extremely bad for me then. I need to just let them. Can I afford to let them untap? No, I can't, because that just completely massacres me, but I have to. Okay, I'm Flinching Titan. Let's see if this resolves. Bird Disaster, alright. Yeah, they did not have, I don't think they had counter spells in hand, and I think that, like, not jamming Grand Constance there was what lost me the game. So, not playing greedy enough somehow actually ended up being from here. So yeah, now I'm off Constance mana, and I think, like, I'm just really bad into playing these sorts of matchups, because I'm down to 11, or I mean, I'm down to 2, and I think I just lose here. But yeah, like, if they weren't holding any counter spells there, not jamming Constance. I mean, even if they were holding counter spells, I think jamming Constance was correct anyways, because yeah, I lose anyways if they were, like, if they had Aqua Crew into stuff. Harbor Mail, okay, fine. And okay, yeah, I think I'm just going to concede. Yeah, I just concede here. I'm not to win this. Right. So yeah, that was horrible. So Guide Lantern comes in. I don't think I have anything I can. If I want to bring down the house, because it technically wipes board. So post board, it's really bad for me, because they get to bring in removal and board wipes and discard, and so Sunpot's bad because I don't think I can resolve that. That was decent there. Basilia, I mean, it's a creature that is kind of hard to kill. I think I keep her around. Flinching Titan, I think I board one. No, and Flinching Titan does stuff even if it gets killed. Yeah, I think I have to do it like this. Because Planeswalkers are just bad, right? No, Basilia is like the one Planeswalker that doesn't suck into their deck. It doesn't suck too much into their deck. So Nile might actually be the one I board out, because like it technically did step that game, but not enough. I guess I go with this loadout. I might screw up. I think boarding out too many Planeswalkers screws with Consonance ratios, even though I won't be resolving Consonance that often this game. I do go out down one inflict. Actually no, I go down one Archon because it's hard to resolve, and the aura doesn't do much against their creatures. Actually no, maybe I do like this. No, that I do this, I think. Okay, so now, like, I'm on the play at least, so I don't have to worry about turn 2 Agent Deception, but Yeah, this is playable. I keep this hand. Oh, this hand's really playable, actually. So turn 1, Nascent Light Vein Green. Turn 2, Star-Studded. If they want to stop me, then they need to they need to trade Blinding Keylight into it, or they need to Omen Slaughter it. Which, I mean, those are both things that they can do, but I think that's still good for me if it happens. Yeah. Oh. Okay, my opponent's back. I'm assuming their turn 1 is just Primal Fisher and pass because they already showed that, but yeah. That does mean I need to win game 3 on the draw, which is not good for me. Yeah, losing game 1 really sucked for me, and I think, like, I definitely did have a chance there too. And this is a bunch of Influential Titans. Well, hopefully I draw my 3rd land, or my Star Set doesn't get killed, because if they do, like, if it does get killed, then that's going to be absolutely horrible for me. Or, like, yeah, like, if I get mass screwed, this is going to be really bad for me. I mean, losing a pretty close game 1 into losing to screw in game 2 would really suck. So I'm really hoping that that doesn't happen, or they don't have an answer for this thing. Don't have an answer for it, please. I mean, also my deck's pretty good about top decking land, I think. Well, I mean that technically counts too. So I'm still not completely mass screwed if this goes sideways. Okay, well, I mean that's fine. Like, I match trade 1 for 1, and they mill 1. Okay, that's not exactly 1 for 1. Unsulker, and hopefully this survives, because like, this is really bad for me, because now they have counter spells up and they can just counter all my mana dorks, and that also loses me the game. Okay, that's good sign. They might not have a kill spell for this. So yeah, really hoping for land top deck. Really hoping for no removal if I can't get a land top deck. Really hoping for no counter spells if that also can't happen. Yeah, this is bad. Okay, land top deck, please. I really need a land top deck right now. Come on. That's not good. Alright, Sultai Lantern, I guess I need to sack it to draw a card and hope to draw into land. Yeah, this is not going well for me. I mean, I have literally nothing else to do here, so yeah, I have to do this, but I'm really not happy about this. Actually, I should be exiling lands because they have Root Fossil. But I want to sack Sultai Lantern now in order to draw a land. I think I have to. Yeah, I'm very desperate right now, so I need to do this, and that's not a land. Okay, that's really bad. How many cards have I seen so far? Can I still come back? I need to hope for a really bad hand from them in order to come back from this. Does that work? Yeah, I guess technically that does work. Oh, come on. Yeah, this is really not going well for me. Floor treasures, yep, happens. I think I'm going to look at replays afterwards and see if, like, if I jammed Consonance in game 1, I could have had way better chance of winning. Or, like, just to see if they were holding a counter spell, because that would be extremely tragic if they weren't holding a counter spell and I ended up losing the game because I was too afraid to jam 7 mana spells into open mana. They mill Avert Disaster, so I guess they have counter spells up now. They also Harbor Mail. Yeah, this is not good. I mean, was there? Well, there we go. Finally, they have like Aqua Crew Mat, and they're going to Mana Screw me. Cool. Yep, happens. I mean, maybe it was my fault for keeping a 2-lander with a Star-Studded Sagittaire. They just need to cast 2 spells from graveyard, and I'm off, and then that puts me off green mana, and I'm like, I need to top deck a green source, and then they are also whacking me now, so that also puts me on clock. Come on. Well, I mean, it's not a land, but what's the best thing to be doing here? All-Around Visionary might flip me into a land. I think that's the best thing to be playing. Yeah, and if they have a counter spell, then whatever, I already lose. Cool. Yeah, I mean, it's only fair, I guess. I did get pretty lucky this GP. And that's a island now. Cool. You know, if Skulta gets discarded eventually, I will be able to do stuff with it. When's Skulta going to just get discarded to hand sides? I mean, like, if they Aqua Crew my Nascent Lightning, I might start discarding stuff to hand size. Although that means I can't Skulta anymore either, so yeah. Harbor Mail, fine. Just add 6 here. I mean, this is like, this is just revenge for my opponent in round 4 getting the screw into flood. Or, I mean, the flood into screw, and letting me win from that. Alright, come on. Grand Cost. That was 4 land draws, right? No, it's 3 land draws because none of my lands got. Yeah, so that's 3 land draws in 11 cards. I mean that's within the bounds of variance, but it still sucks when it happens. All right, does this get killed? Cool. And that's. Do I want to continue fighting? Yeah, no. I think I'm just going to concede here. I'm not going to win this game. All right, that's unfortunate. So I mean, it was just. I definitely had a chance. Like I definitely could have influenced the outcome in game one. So let me actually check if I had. Did they leave the game yet? No, they haven't yet. Oh, they're still in the room. So okay, there we go. So let's see. Were they holding a counter spell at the end there? Oh, they were. Okay, they had counter spells. So would it have mattered if I jammed Grand Constance that turn? I drew Snail next turn. Okay, so I jam Grand Constance. They play Avert Disaster of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so then they still play Aqua Crew, and then the turn afterwards they. I think I'm second. Okay, I drew Snail afterwards. After that, yeah. So here they, okay, I Snail minus. They discarded cards. The turn they Aqua Crew. I'm supposed to Grand Constance here. They Avert Disaster it, and then afterwards they 1, 2, 3, 4. They Aqua Crew. And then after that, so they swing at Sonido. They would be down 1 Advert Disaster. Okay, so they still slam War in Depth afterwards. So it doesn't matter because then the Advert Disaster is basically the same as if it was in their hand due to War in Depth. Yeah, so then, so yeah, me not jamming Grand Constance didn't change the game, or wouldn't have changed the outcome, but it was still incorrect to do that, or incorrect to not do that, based on what I knew based on like not knowing my opponent's hand. But yeah, so that ends the GP run. And that also kills the dream of me winning both format GPs in the same month. Well, hopefully I get better luck in my MSCM GP because I'm hoping to add at least one more GP win to my belt. But other than that, like what did I learn from this so far? I guess I can talk a bit about the deck. Yeah, so conclusions. Unflinching Titan is a lot worse than I thought. I should just be playing 4 Around Visionaries and 3 Unflinching Titans at most. Like, yeah, I should be maxing out on Around Visionaries before Unflinching Titans. And like, I felt in this GP I drew an unusual number of Around Visionaries compared to like the ratios in the deck. So that's pretty lucky for me. Sky Pillar I only got to play with in 1 game, but it definitely overperformed in that game. But it was also because it was control matchup. There might be a reason to be running 2 of these guys. Oh, I'm already running 2 Berry Colossus. Huh, I thought I was only running 1, but apparently I run 2. Yeah, maybe I should be running 2 Sky Pillars instead of 2 Berry Colossus. Snido felt decent. I guess, like, yeah, probably worth it in the Planeswalker suite, even though I'd rather something that is less flimsy. But, like, the -1 is useful sometimes, the +1 is useful sometimes. I should probably be using the 0 more often, and -3 randomly wins me games against aggro decks. Shunfaz, I mean, it wins against creature. It's a blow against creature aggro and decent value against control, but definitely not worth the 6 mana if you're playing it against control, but you're still running it because it's decent value, I guess. Might be thinking about Zar in the stack. Let me just get the name of the. No, do I have the deck editor open? Okay, so Zar. Yeah, I might be thinking about putting a Zar in my deck over one of the other Planeswalkers because just to vary my Planeswalkers since they're legendary, so like I don't want to flip a redundant one off Consonance, and also it does minuses to control the board. It has a decent amount of good stuff. Not sure if it's worth it over any of the other Planeswalkers, but it is like somewhat usable. Skiltha, I mean, it's really funny when you flip Skiltha off Consonance and get to go again. I think, yeah, Skiltha, 2 Skiltha is about the right number. Club Promoter, I'm probably cutting at least some number of them for a split between Club Promoters and, again, that guy, Gluttonous something. Guess I have to do the search. Like, green? Hungry Blob, okay, yeah, I might cut some number of Club Promoters and bring. Okay, I'm definitely cutting all the Thunderous Avalanches for Hungry Blobs, and probably also cutting some Club Promoters. So I was also thinking of cutting Soul Guide Lantern, but like after that game, yeah, I probably should keep the Graveyard Hate in my deck somewhere. I'm thinking like maybe I do want some number of again the black. Yeah, I might want some number of Unyielding Titans against control. I'm not sure if that's actually good or not, but that's something I've been thinking of. But yeah, that's everything I wanted to talk about. This so far, so Hopefully I can get another good run next month. Maybe I will manage to win a GP or Consonance rotates out. But yeah, so see you next GP, I guess.